Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I am so happy to be back here with you. Um, it sounds like my audio is doing good from what I can hear. I promise one day I'll feel secure enough to stop saying that. Uh, but for right now, it still feels like an accomplishment. So I see so many people already in the comments too, everybody checking in. I see Lisa, Annette got to hang out, Virginia, Gloria. Maria's here, Michelle, Melissa, Donna's here, Connie, Kim, Susan. I love it. Thank you all so much for coming to hang out. We are still having our Facebook glitch happening. So here we are on YouTube. Um, like I said, tell your friends, share it around if you can, because I know we're still missing out on some people who haven't been able to find us on Facebook. I did see Michelle posted her card using the May of the mug of the month. I loved it. So if you're not a member of the Pink and Main Gallery Facebook group, you should go check it out. I see Kathleen checking in. And I do want to tell you, we have three more giveaway winners. They already were emailed tonight. So Jansette, Maureen, and Donna, who's here, Donna Create by Hand, are our three winners for tonight. I did remember this time to put the giveaway form in the description here on YouTube. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win an envelope filled with some foil and some of our cut ups, some toner sheets, a foilable panel, a card base, and some sequins, you can go ahead and enter your information into the Google form. The only way I will let you know if you win is through an email at the email that you give me on the form. So if anybody comments in the comments of any of my videos and asks you to send them your information, it's not me. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So tonight, what I decided to do, we worked with the Sunburst Slimline die, cover die on Tuesday, and multiple times I was like, this would make a great shaker card, and I couldn't get it out of my head. So we're going to use it tonight to make a shaker card, and we're going to do some foil and some coloring, and I also showed the Eagles set, the American Eagles set, and we didn't use that. We're going to tonight. The same way I said on Tuesday that if you didn't want to do graduation and the owls, you could swap in for eagles. You could do the opposite tonight too. You could, if you're not from America or you don't feel like making a 4th of July card, you could really easily swap the eagles out for any other image and still do the same technique and it would look just as cute. So yeah, let's go ahead and let me get us switched over. There we go. My light is wrong. Hold on. There we go. Get some nice neutral light in there for you guys. So I have so many products over here set to the side for us to use. I think the first matter of business will be stamping out our image so that it can dry. You guys know the drill at this point. So we're gonna take our eagles. I'm gonna go with the like sparkler eagle. I love sparklers. I love fireworks. I love all of that. Probably because it helps that I have, kids that are young enough that they're still like super amazed by all of that. And we're not going to leave our white cardstock white tonight. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment while we're in here. I am going to apologize now. My allergies decided to wake up out of nowhere today. So instead of sniffling, let me mute myself for a second. Hopefully I come back after I mute. Who knows? All right, am I back? All right, it sounds like I am. Okay, so we're going to stamp out our sentiment now. I think we're going to do 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue because this is a very red, white, and blue card. And do these don't have coordinating dies. So I am going to set this up so we can make a nice little sentiment strip on our own. With it right there. Veronica said, why did I think they were chickens? You could make them 4th of July chickens. I think you could go for it. I support you in that decision. I wouldn't tell you you were wrong. All right, so we're going to take our asphalt ink for our eagle / chicken. And I'm stamping onto Copic Express It paper my coloring. Oh, that shifted a little. I think he's okay. He's a little thicker than we would have gone for, but that's okay. It happens. Peel him off so he doesn't make a third stamp. And I'm stamping my sentiment in our barbershop ink. So we have that in just a navy blue. We have our eagle, and I kind of like it doesn't, the body isn't affected enough that it actually is bothering me, but I kind of like that the double stamping made the sparklers like a little sketchier, fluffier. I don't know the term. Gloria said 4th of July chickens. That's a great idea, right? There are way more chickens in America than eagles. So wasn't our national bird almost a turkey? So we can definitely have a 4th of July chicken. All right, we're going to set those aside to dry. We are going to start with foiling next. So I have the In the Stars foilable, and I want to do the reverse image, like the filled in one. And we're also going to then foil the negative image from what we foil onto white foilable, so white toner sheets. So we're going to get basically the same look either way. We're going to cut this at 4.5. This is the Shattered Red, which I love. I think it's perfect for Christmas and 4th of July. It is like the truest red. Okay. I guess we should plug in our link. Huh. Hey, D-Man. Glad you could make it. Let's get the link plugged in. I got so much like admin stuff done today when I got home from work. I basically came home from work and then did 2 more hours of work. So for anybody who I was late getting you your giveaway email, I am very sorry. And I am so appreciative that everybody's been so kind. Oh, Michelle, please tell your mom I said hi too. I did, yeah, I did miss it. There's just the chat is just like flying. Perfect. Yeah, I can't, like, there's, it's too many. But I am grateful that you and mom are here. Okay, so I have my foilable facing up. I have my pretty, um, the pretty side of my foil also facing up. When this turns green, we're going to send it through. There she is. I see Miss Sherry. And there was this Christina. It looks like I also missed. So welcome, Sherry and Christina. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. While we're waiting, we can also trim down our white toner sheet foilable. Oh, look, I already have one trimmed down. How convenient. So that's our white toner sheet that we're going to use to foil the reverse image. There we go. She's nice and warmed up. We always go hinge side first. And once the mink catches, we just let go and let her take over. She'll push things through at her own pace. She's an independent woman. She can do her own job. I see Kay Kyle's checking in. I see Miss Judy B checking in. We got a good group tonight. Anybody who's watching this as a replay later, I appreciate you checking in. All right, and this we're going to let cool completely. So we're just going to set our mink off to the side for a second while that cools down. And what else can I put? This can go out of the way. All right, let's start prepping our card, I guess. So we're going to go in with, hey, Brenda. I see Lori too. Lori's here. Brenda's here, checking in from Arizona. Yeah, Sherry and Michelle were our car buddies. We like literally ran into each other, not even like realizing it, at the airport in Columbus. When we were there for the Simon Says Stamp, or Simon Says Create, Simon Says Stamp Create. You guys know what I mean. When we were there for that event, I was meeting up with Volley, and we were like, "Oh, Pink and Maine," and Michelle was like, "Pink and Maine." It was like Caitlin, and I was like Michelle, and it was just very cute. And then Sherry, Michelle's mom, was there as well, and we all got to be car buddies and Uber over together, which was very lovely. All right, I have this pack of acetate that is just from Michael's craft store. It's their Recollections brand. Normally, you guys know for shakers, I like to use packaging, but this shaker we're going to be making is going to be a little flimsy on its own because we're using something that has the wrong sized frame. So I want something that is a little bit thicker that's going to hold up a little more of its own weight, where packaging is just so thin, it's not going to do any of that. All right, this should be completely cooled. You know what I didn't do was dust it off. Nobody stopped me in the comments. Nobody said, "Hey, Caitlin, you're wrong." Yeah, we got a couple, but it's not too bad. Definitely usable. But you can see, let's see if I can find them. Right, there's two little spots, the black spots where dust or something was in between the foil and sometimes it's easier to see it on here because like those little spots are going to end up extra on this panel. So they're not crazy, right? It doesn't ruin anything, but you can see from not dusting, there's definitely right? Yeah, so this still came out beautiful. Thank you. But one day I'll remember, just not today, apparently. All right, so for this one, they have been dusted, and we're going to, same thing, we want the right side, pretty side, shiny side of our toner sheet up, and then the pretty side of our foil up as well. So this is going to give us the white background with the red stars. This is the same as if we had used the white background with the black toner instead of the other way around. Yeah, the extra spots just give it pizzazz. I love it. Um, I think especially because like for this kind of card, right, for like a 4th of July, um, like a shaker card too, no one would notice. No one would notice anyway. All right, so this is done though. Okay. So every time I go live, when I'm done, I call my mom. It used to be my mom and my grandma, but my grandma passed away in February. So now I call my mom, and um, every time she gives me her feedback and asks me questions. So on Tuesday, she was like, I don't understand why you inlaid the pattern pieces into the frame instead of just putting the frame on top. So tonight I am going to just put the frame on top of the whole background, but I want to show you guys when it's done the difference of what that looks like, because the inlays give you these little stitch lines, and when your card is done, it's flat, right? This looks like one piece, which I mean, technically you can tell, right, that it's paper pieced in, but feeling wise, it feels like one flat sheet. Where when we're doing our frame tonight on top, it's gonna look layered, like it's glued on top versus being one cohesive part. Um, yeah, everybody's loving those white toner sheets. All right, you ready for the peel and reveal? So good. Oh, I love it so much. So we have our positive and our negative, and I don't mind that we have that little bit of frame. That's just from the toner paper being like a little bit bigger, right? You can see it's a little bigger than the foilable sheet. So that's not a problem. And that way we get to use up so much of our foil. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. That's very kind. Um, we had a long time to prepare. So I miss her so much, but it was not as devastating as I thought it was going to be. Um, so I love that you guys are loving that card. Yeah, I guess I showed that really fast. Where did I just put it? I already lost it. Oh, it's right here. This was the card we made on Tuesday, and you can see now his little touch of gloss glasses dried. So this was our focus. This was our fun card that we made using our Slimline cover die. And now we'll have another one in the same kind of color scheme to compare it to when we're done. Brenda, I have never heard of the toner sheets going bad if you don't use them in a certain time. I would I would suggest keeping them with the paper around them and in their packaging just to help keep out any moisture maybe. But yeah, I have never heard of them going bad, so it shouldn't be a problem. And Michelle, my mom isn't so much into card making as she is into supporting me. So I found card making on my own, and she so far hasn't made a card. She just enjoys watching the lives. And it was like her and my grandma, it was their thing. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they would watch my lives. So my mom's just a ride or die, you know? All right, so we're going to be working with our shaker um, vertically. No, yeah, portrait. We'll go with portrait. Um, oh, Brenda, the same thing. I've had some of my foil for like a year now, and it doesn't go bad. Again, I'd leave it wrapped and in the packet, like the plastic packaging it comes in, just to help keep it from getting like dusty and damp. but in general, you should be fine. All that stuff's going to keep for a very long time because they pretty much just react with each other. So, I think I want my eagle just a little higher than center, but I am going to try to be very careful this time with making sure that this is very, not flat, square, right? Like that it's level. And we're going to add a couple of these, but we are going to send this through the die cut machine. I keep my big shot down here on the floor. Sorry. You guys don't get to see my arm workout. I'm going to save that circle, but I'm not going to worry about all of the little inside pieces. Okay. And I want to make a second layer that's in the same spot. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So I can feel it kind of lock, but it doesn't look like it's locked. Maybe I will, let's try it upside down. I think that's in the right spot. I can line up that top edge. Then what? We don't know. I don't, how am I going to do this? Maybe hold one side. Oh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a hinge. So I'm going to add tape to the side of my die. Then I can just hinge it. Silly goose. And then run that through. And that should give me 2. And I think 2 is going to be okay. We probably could do 3. But I don't, this is going to be kind of like when we did our mermaid shaker, where I did a couple sequins in each well, as opposed to like a ton in one spot. Mm. Well, thank you, Brenda. Yes, I feel very lucky that she supports me so much. Yeah, Melissa, pencil lines would have worked too, but I do love a hinge. All right, I'm gonna risk it and try to mute myself again. 1 second. All right, are we okay? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so look, now that I said that, I really think we need the third one. Man, well, at least now I know how to do it quick. Also, I need you to, oh, she moved. I was gonna say my dog is being the cutest ever. She had her little paw like over her face. She moved and now she's back to just being a normal dog, not the cutest dog. All right, that time I could for sure feel it clicking. And if it's not exact, it really is okay too, because we're going to be building our own frame ends for this. to make that shaker element work and to like seal everything up. All right, this is the last one for sure though. I'm going to save all those circles because those will definitely get used on another card. Oh, thanks, Miss Judy Beanie. Yes, we love a thumbs up around here. It helps YouTube know that you like what we're doing and that they should recommend it to other cool people. All right, so we're going to stack these up. We're going to stack all of them first, and then we're going to add the top and bottom frame at the end. Good. Easy peasy. All right, so this one, which is the reason I said I changed my mind and said that we needed the third layer because we're going to add our acetate sheet in and add the last layer. So how wide is this exactly? Exactly 3.5. So we're going to go just under 3.5. What are you? 3.5. Okay. All right. So same thing. We're going to take our one that is doubled up, and we don't need a lot, but we're going to do all of our little pieces, all of our sections. That's one piece. This is the piece. All right, so we have our little top section, and then go over the seam spots. You could also do this on the back of the frame. Just me out here living on the edge. And the good thing and bad thing about the acetate is that it's going to have some wiggle room. It's going to be a little slip and slidey. So while you're getting everything lined up, that's a good thing. But once you're ready to commit, we're going to want to put something on top of this probably for a couple seconds at least. I have this big old acrylic block, so we can press down with that guy and then just let it sit for a minute. Let's see. Hey Raquel. Oh, yeah, that's what I was worried about. There's adhesive on the back of that block. And you know what? I was going to color in our frame. I was going to ink blend it blue, but all of our sequins are going to be white and blue, and so I think they will cancel each other out. Mm, I'm worried that this isn't going to be enough of a well. Yeah, they don't really have room to move at all. All right. Well, we're going to cut one more. And I took a chunk out of, so that's not going to work. All right, let's do one more. I just want it to be sticky enough that it's fun. Mm, quarter. And then you know what else we need while we're here is our top and bottom pieces. So I'm going to line this up with the 1/4 inch mark. You know what? I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch as well because I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do this yet. I just know that I need a top and a bottom frame. So we have 2 top and bottom frame options. We're going to cut one more of our slimline die. I promise this is the last one. Good. In, just kind of lining it up at the top. Make our hinge. Cut last round. You can do it. And if you have super thin foam tape or you don't mind cutting foam tape into super thin strips, you could definitely just foam tape this. But alas, I hate cutting foam strips almost as much as fussy cutting. Actually, I probably hate cutting foam strips more than I hate fussy cutting. Extra. Come on, man. Tomorrow is field day at school for my kids, and they're very excited. They were not excited to go to sleep because they're so excited for tomorrow. So that one was a little off. That's, we could just trim off those little guys if we need to. Probably don't even need to. So the reason I'm thinking I might go with the thicker strip is that I can add some like foam or something under here to fill in that gap versus the thinner strip. I don't have as much like hiding space. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just going to add a little liquid glue at the top there and press that down the whole way across with our 1/2 inch strip. And repeat other side. Oh, Miss Judy B said school's out already in Florida. Yeah, my girls are out on the 7th. I think the 7th is pretty much it for Delaware. So they have a week from tomorrow. All right, so that's going to turn into our frame. And I mean, we could also like try to paper piece in between here, but I don't think that's gonna work with my brain space. So let's see how thick our foam tape is. And we might have some options. It actually seems pretty close. I know I just said I didn't want to cut my foam tape, but I can handle cutting foam tape when it's like small chunks. All right, so I think if we go edge to edge, granted, we're not putting like glitter in here, so it doesn't really matter if it touches. We just need it small enough that our sequins don't fall through. Lovely. Okay, let's do this side. And this is what I mean by that the bigger strips are just way more forgiving in hiding the like background mechanisms of our card. All right, and you know what else I was not considering was that our panels, our foilable panels, are not um, they're not A2 sized. Also, Pink and Mean just started carrying a um, adhesive remover. I love it. The one I had before was like a cheap one from the dollar store, and it was like okay, but this is so much bigger and easier to use. All right, so I think what we do, because the top and bottom edges are going to be hidden by our frame, so I think we trim this down to just be completely hidden and we can put it on another panel to make it the A2. Yeah, so we're basically just going to make it a, like make a mat for it. We're going 3.5, slightly under 3.5. And we can see kind of how that lines up from the back. So I'm going to leave this upside down and we're going to fill in some of our wells. So I'm going in with the snowfall sequins because some of them you can see have like a blue, a pink blue, like AB reflect to them. And I'm also going to go in with some delphinium. I grabbed the diamond too, but I don't think we're going to need it. Let's see. Michelle said, tell me why I need recoil scissors. I bought them like on a whim, and I just like them because of how they let me hold my hand when I'm fussy cutting. I don't know that it's like, I wouldn't say they're necessary, but I do find for somebody who does not enjoy fussy cutting, I do find that they make me hate it less. But I just got them at first because I thought they looked interesting. All right, so that is our kind of general layout. We're going to peel our foam tape. We could have probably dusted these, but I just really don't want my acetate to have that like powdery residue that it can get. And we're gonna add our liquid glue pretty carefully this time because we don't want to knock anything and get our sequins everywhere. Okay, we're gonna line this up. From one side and pray. Press it down. Yeah, the delphinium is so pretty. There we go. So we get all of those fun shaker bits. It has a good, it has a good shake to it. All of our little bits. They look very fun and holiday. I don't know. I don't know what the word is that I want. Right? I love that. All right, so let's see if stop sign cardstock is the right red. Yeah. So we're just going to make ourselves a matte panel for this to live on with some stop sign red cardstock. And then I promise we'll color. color our little eagle. Right, this can just get popped right on. So it's like a little off size wise, but that's okay. I'm really fine with it. It's like pretty close to an A2. It's closer to an A2 than a slimline, and that's really what the goal was. Right, that looks pretty good. Festive. Yes, Christina, that's exactly the word. Thank you so much. Yes, festive. It has a very festive, happy look to it. I love it. Thank you so much. You guys are my readers. Thank goodness. All right, let's color our eagle. The fun part. Come on, camera. You can do it. I believe in you. There he is. Our little eagle. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the recoil ones have this spring. So they like bounce back on their own. So, and I just really like that when I hold them, that I can just move my thumb and it's not like my whole hand is having to move to cut. And I think it lets me be a little more steady. Okay. Eagles are brown body, white head, right? Sounds right. Let's go 50s. Sure. We'll go 59 around. We're just going to pick one side of the body today. And then under his little neck feathers, the bottom part of his wings, and kind of where his little wing fingers are. That was E59. Then we'll jump up to E57. Oh, good. Everybody's like, yep. Can you imagine if I colored the eagle wrong? That would probably get me canceled pretty quick. I don't know. The one time we tried to do flamingos, I'm pretty sure we had to like pause and Google. Not that a flamingo and an eagle are the same concept. I could get that, but E55. And these are drawn pretty simply, so it's not going to be difficult to color. 55 to 57 is a pretty significant jump, so something you can always do. This is my 57, and I'm going to go in with my 55 and pick up some of that color on the tip of my marker. Then I can go in on the areas where that 57 and the 55 meet, and it will help me blend those two colors together. It creates kind of a hybrid color. So that'll help us get rid of any harsh edges. Some tip to tip coloring. Go, get a nice blend. The trickiest part is making sure that the right cap goes on the right marker. So there's his little brown body. Let's give him a color in his head so it doesn't look like we forgot it. So we're going to do some warm grays, I think. We're going to go W3. And because I picked the left side for his shadow on his body, we're going to also pick the left side for the shadow on his big old head. We can do like just a little on the side. And I kind of want to go above his beak, right in between his little eyes. That was W3. Then we're going to jump to W1 and start pulling that around. Go. And then our W00. Virginia, your birthday is the 4th of July. I feel like I knew that. My birthday is right after the 4th of July. I feel like that's why I know that. I feel like we talked about this last summer, maybe. So once that W00 dries back, I'll pick it up so you guys can see. But it's just going to give us enough shading that you can tell he's got shadows and dimension there without making it look gray. I think for his beak and his feet, we're going to stick with my current favorites, which is the YR27 and the YR24. So we're going to do the bottom part of his beak, the bottom section of his toes, and the bottom of his little like ankles. Here we go. Oh yeah, Donna, mine is actually the 6th. So there's our little eagle looking so cute. And you know what he needs. Well, I'll add it when we add the white in a second, but he needs his little eye dots. But his sparklers, I guess, should be like yellow, right? Like gold and yellow. So I'm just worried because gold looks like boring gold. This is a Y28, which is technically gold. I'll add a little bit, but it's like not an exciting gold. So I think I'm going to also go in with some Y00. That makes him a little bit brighter. And then maybe even some Y04, just sparingly. Oh, Stickles. Yes. Yes, Christina, Stickles. I was going to add white, but I think you're right. I think Stickles is the move. I am still going to give him his little eye eye dots that I love so much. I probably should have picked opposite sides, but I still think he's pretty cute. And let's die cut this before, or sorry, let's paper trimmer cut this before we worry about die cutting. Is our little sentiment. And let's get that for an image later. I have lots of teeny tiny stamps in my collection. Let's get out this die, and then we can just pop them up, add our stickles. We will be good to go. I don't have gold stickles though. I have silver and I have like white and like iridescent. I guess I'm gonna have to invest in some gold stickers. Um, yeah, I don't even have like a good gold loose glitter from Pink and Main. I would say we can just use that. We've got a embossing powder. I guess silver with the gold underneath would be fine, right? The frosted lace one, I feel like is just gonna be, no, maybe that'll be fine. Silver. Okay, everybody said silver is good. Let's do silver then. This is some off-brand, very cheap silver. Oh, let me add him first so we're not messing stuff up. I'm gonna pop him up with foam in the middle because of course I am. I'm actually gonna put it in the circle just so I don't put it in a spot where then I can't like get him in the frame. And I think I want that right under his little feet. So I'm going to just add a little bit of liquid glue to the little white frames. And then I can kind of tuck this right under him. Just like that. There he is. Let's get in our stickles while we're all zoomed in. And I'm just going to do like little dots because that's when I think of sparklers, right? I think of it as just a ton of little dots, and they can go kind of outside of the lines. Right, and that way you just get that little bit of extra shine. So that is our cute, festive shaker card with our red, white, and blue, our foiled background, and our shaker card that we made out of a Slimline cover die. So now I feel like I feel like we have maybe not fully covered, but I feel like I have given you so many ideas, hopefully, of ways that you can use a slimline die on a A2 size card. Um, Play with foil, play with coloring, play with paper piecing. And now you can too really see the difference of paper piecing into a flat layer versus stacking and making those wells. But two super fun ways that you can use your slimline cover die on an A2 card. If you guys decide to make this, you can always tag me, Caitlin Annery Cards. You can tag Pink and Main. We'd love for you to leave a picture of it in the Facebook group as well, the Pink and Main Gallery, which is a super fun Facebook group for everyone to share their Pink and Main projects. Donna said she just got this cover plate, so she is so ready to play. I love that. Um, Everybody who has been announced as a winner, check your emails because I made sure all of the emails are officially out in the world today. We will have 3 more winners next week. I'll be back with you guys on Tuesday. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you back here next week. As always, if you have any requests for products, colors, occasions, questions about techniques, anything like that, you can always leave me a comment and I will do my best to figure something out for you next week. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. You're so kind. I'll see you soon. And until next time, happy crafting, guys. Good night.